Team 12's Bianca Buono has been covering the ballot counting process since election night, and she joins us live from the Maricopa County Tabulation Center with the very latest. Bianca.
Yeah, guys, things are buzzing here because everyone is refreshing their phones and computers because we are expecting any minute now a big drop of results, the last big drop of results out of Maricopa County, and really almost everything that's left to count here in Maricopa County. Most of, if not all of those early ballots that were dropped off on Election Day, possibly some of the 5,000 Box 3 ballots that are remaining, ballots that folks inside this building have been working around the clock to tabulate. And at a press conference earlier this afternoon, Sheriff Paul Penzone said he has increased security around this building, a visible upping of resources. We saw lots of law enforcement outside on our way in, sheriff's officials even on the roof, and of course here inside, in part because A, we are very close to the finish line here, and B, Penzone is aware that some influential political figures, including people like Steve Bannon, are here in Arizona issuing strong messages to raise red flags about our elections and spreading misinformation. Here's Penzone's response.
You know, I think if you truly believe in our nation and our foundation and our principles, then you recognize that elections, not everybody is a winner, not everybody is happy on that day, but it is a part of who we are, that we respect the opportunities for everyone, that elections are designed so that the majority have the say who's going to be in leadership, and if you're not on the successful end of that conversation, then you work towards the next election if you want to see change.
And Penzone says so far, with the exception of some harsh language, the protests outside of this building have remained peaceful. He is urging the public that when the outcome is declared, that they accept that the outcome is the outcome and to have confidence in the folks that are working inside this building. Again, the last big ballot drop out of Maricopa County, the county that the world has been watching, is expected any minute now. For now, we're live inside the Tabulation Center. Bianca Buono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. And just as she said, all the suspense right now, Brahm, is focused on Maricopa County.
It is. It's a big moment, a very big moment for the state and the country. This midterm election could also be Donald Trump's last stand, and Maricopa County voters are the reason, just as they were back in 2020. The results here in Maricopa County are stunning. A blue wave in a historically red county. Former President Trump bragged about the Arizona Trump ticket, packed with candidates who falsely claimed the 2020 election was stolen from him. Kari Lake is at the top of that ticket, getting national attention from the major networks all the way to Saturday Night Live. Now, you might assume that Lake is the top Republican vote getter in Maricopa County, where she was a news anchor for 25 years, but she is not. Republican County Attorney Rachel Mitchell, far from a household name in her first campaign and definitely not a Trump fan, has pulled in more votes than anyone on the Trump ticket, 24,000 more than Lake. And the entire Trump ticket is running second to their Democratic opponents in Maricopa. Again, so far we have seen a blue wave. We'll see if that continues tonight. And while we wait for the results of the Maricopa County vote, what could come next? The Republican National Committee and Lake herself have been laying the groundwork for a lawsuit challenging the election results if Lake loses. That lawsuit would focus on the alleged disenfranchisement of Republican voters as a result of printer breakdowns at Maricopa County vote centers on Election Day. Far-right election denier and Lake ally and Trump ally Steve Bannon goes even further. Bannon said on his podcast today, quote, "We cannot let them certify Arizona." Now you understand why Paul Penzone might be concerned. Here's what Maricopa County Board Chairman Bill Gates told me on Sunday Square Off about a possible lawsuit.
It was an inconvenience, and from a customer service perspective, that's unacceptable. But as far as democracy is concerned and people having the right to vote, that was not impacted by what happened on Election Day.
And here is the other thing that could come next. Automatic recounts in several elections, including the governor's race. A new state law triggers an automatic recount when the winning vote margin is equal to or less than 0.5% of the total ballots cast. Here's the number to watch, though. For this statewide election, that number will be about 13,000 votes between the two candidates. Two statewide races are well within the recount zone. Republican Tom Horn, well, now the updated numbers, he's behind Kathy Hoffman by about 3,000 votes. and the Democratic Attorney Generals, and the Democratic Attorney General candidate Chris Mays is ahead of Republican opponent Abe Hamadeh by about 13,000 votes. Recounts could prolong the final election results until mid-December or later.
All right, so getting back to what we were saying about the so-called Trump ticket doing so poorly, what does this mean for the status of a presidential candidate?
Well, Donald Trump is supposed to announce tomorrow at Mar-a-Lago that he is running. He's widely expected to announce that he is running for president again. He's under fire right now within the Republican Party because so many losses during the midterms were attributed to Trump-backed candidates. I just told you what's happening here in Maricopa County, where the Trump-backed candidates could all go down, or a majority of them will go down. That will not help Donald Trump's reputation within the party and could perhaps doom his presidential run if he chooses to do it again, especially as more Republicans become emboldened to speak out and say, hey, maybe you shouldn't run.
All right, Brahm, thank you.